The LHC is about to give us collisions at energies higher than we've ever had before. With that, we will have more collisions than we've ever measured before. How do we keep that data that's important to us? Let's go talk to my colleague Torsten and find out. Hello, Torsten.
Hi, Steve.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you very much.
What are you looking at here?
I'm looking at one of the event displays of Atlas. In fact, that's the first event we ever took, I believe.
Wow, the first collision event.
The first collision event. What I'm currently very interested in are these yellow panels here, which we use to trigger. The trigger system is basically the system that decides if a collision event is to be kept for later analysis.
So Torsten is the coordinator of the trigger system. It's like the trigger on a camera. It takes pictures of those data that we want to keep. The rest of them we throw away. Let's go see how that works.
We basically have three distinct stages of the trigger selection system. We need that because we need to make a large reduction from 40 million per second in the end to about 200 per second. And the first stage in the electronics will basically reduce the number from 40 million per second to 100,000 per second using rather coarse information but very quickly available information. The next stage is already a computing farm which still uses part of the trigger information or part of the information from the detector and reduces the number from 100,000 per second to about 1 to 2,000 per second. And then the last stage of the trigger system, again a big computing farm, more or less PCs as you can buy them in any shop, will reduce that from about 1 to 2,000 per second to the 200, roughly 200 per second that we can actually afford to store and keep permanently for analysis for the physicists. That means that 99.9995% of all the collisions that happen within Atlas we have to throw away and we can never look at them again. So we better be damn sure that what we are doing is actually the right thing.
So at its peak, the LHC is going to be producing about 40 million events per second in Atlas. That's a lot of data, even for CERN, the home of the World Wide Web, to handle. So that trigger system acts as a filter, reducing that to about 200 events per second. That's still about 1 million CDs per year of data, but we can handle that.
So we have, as you know, 2,900 physicists in this experiment, and I hope most of them will start looking at this data. So starting from master student to PhD student to postdoc to professor to academic to people working in the labs, everybody will start looking at this using different parts of the data. Not everybody uses all the data. Basically, because the trigger already pre-selects what you really want, people will actually start most of their endeavors by just looking for the particular selection algorithm, the particular selection of events that is interesting for their particular analysis. We need a lot of experts to day and night watch the operation of the detector and the operation of the trigger system, because remember, we miss it once, it's gone forever. So if there is a fault happening, we have to pick it up basically immediately, and we have to turn it around and make sure we fix it in the matter of hours, which in a complicated system is not always easy.
So now we'll soon be going up to 3.5 TeV per beam. Is it going to be a dramatic change for the trigger system to handle that?
No, it's not a dramatic change, only because we are already prepared for that.
So once the trigger has done its job and reduced the data down to exactly what we want to keep, that data will be distributed around the world to my colleagues so they can start to perform their analysis. The trigger is ready to go.